However bad their rap might be, America's 83 million millennials are poised to account for close to 75% of the country's workforce within the decade. So, like them or not, relating to the millennial mindset is inescapable. We sat down with three millennial industry titans who are in the business of debunking and tapping into that Generation Y mystique. Chris Olczyk is a Wall Street analyst turned CEO of media startup Mike. He employs millennials to write news for millennials that's rolled out across all the latest social platforms.
Our generation sees the world differently, and we report objectively from that perspective. What we try to do is cover the world objectively from the basis of where millennials are, and that gives you something that actually looks very different. I mean, if you compare our homepage to the New York Times, which we hold in very, very high regard, the coverage is different.
But it's not just that Mike's news content is catered to millennials. How it's distributed adapts to them as well.
And the second thing we're doing is building all of our content for the distribution channels that our audience is obsessed with. So we're on our phones 12 hours a day, checking Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and these devices are really becoming TVs, and so we're creating content that fits in those pipes.
But the bigger question when it comes to millennials and news isn't so much how media is changing, but why. The founder of Reddit says it's got a whole lot to do with trust.
The reason Reddit is such a compelling place, and the reason why so many people, hundreds of millions of people, trust it to tell them what is the news of the day, is because of this meritocratic nature of the platform.
Reddit is home to tens of thousands of communities talking about every possible interest. Alexis says the appeal of the platform ultimately comes down to its authenticity.
There's a very small amount of tolerance for bull in the general population. I think if you asked most people, hey, do you like bull? Most people would say no, no thank you.
Clara Shai is an expert on helping businesses tap into this inherently mistrustful and often elusive target market.
Almost every company started off thinking of social media as marketing. But the neat thing we've learned with Hearsay is that actually, for a lot of companies, the greater unlock is actually when you get your salespeople, your customer-facing representatives of the company on social, connecting authentically with their local social networks.
What companies like Reddit and Mike are doing is basically working with their audience to create content.
I think that's why you see so many publishers now leaning on Reddit communities for content, because publishers were telling us, like, look, we read Reddit every day to know what our beats are, to know what we should talk about.
But as authentic as this kind of crowdsourced curation might seem, there is a big danger in this. Social media platforms are getting slammed with misinformation, so much so that President Obama spoke out about it on the sidelines of bilateral talks with the German chancellor.
There's so much active misinformation, and it's packaged very well, and it looks the same when you see it on a Facebook page or you turn on your television.
That kind of risk casts a very big shadow on the future of fast news. But when it comes to getting through to millennials, these Gen Y leaders say it's going to be key to keep pace with a rapidly evolving interactive consumer.
The last decade was like the appetizer. Social media was like the cocktail party where everyone was kind of getting to know each other and like talking about how great their vacation was. We're sitting down now at the dinner table for like the real discussion.
So the power of that second screen is alive and well, and at least for now, appears to be setting the news agenda for Gen Y.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.